Hello everyone, very good evening. Welcome to the BISP Solutions. My name is Anjali and today we will be cover the next step of the financial planning under the enterprise planning and budgeting cloud services. So just take a recap of whatever we have understood till now under the EPBCS planning and budgeting cloud services. So till now what we have done, basically in the initial sessions we have covered about the meaning of the financial planning module. We have completed our UI walkthrough, purpose and dimensionality. Then after that we have understood about how to enable configure financial module. Under that there are expense, revenue, balance sheet, cash flow analysis. So one by one we will be covering each of these. After that we will be understood about the drivers and assumptions. In today's webinar we will be starting with the how to enable the user variables, how to change user variables and user preferences. So let's get started without wasting much time, because already we have loaded the metadata and data into our application, and after that we have in short we have completed the configuration process, right? So in today's webinar we will be covering things which are important for the driver based planning. Basically I have already discussed with you guys that in this application we will be covering three methods, that is the driver based planning, then we have direct data input, driver based planning, and the trend based planning. So direct data input is very simple. I have already make you understand how you can feed the data directly with the help of a data file, CSV file, and also you can use the EPM automation for loading the data, as well as you can use the data management for loading the data. But today we will be understand what are the drivers we will use in our application and how that can be implemented. So I have uploaded the backup. Now moving to the instance, and I'm just switching on my application. I just hope that you guys understand whatever I have taught you till now. But if in case you have any kind of doubt in this in the previous sessions, so you can write on the comment section or on our website www.bispsolutions.com. So today I'll be gonna make you understand what are the drivers we'll be using in our application. So as I taught you my story, that here my story is about the hospital management. There is a hospital which are using our application. So we have to calculate the revenue. After that we will be discussing about the expense planning. Okay, one by one we will be dealing with all these things. Later on we will be covering the balance sheet, cash flow statements, all the financial statements we will be covering, right? So as I told you that in my hospital there are 5 specialists, that is general practitioner, neurologist, orthopedics, gastroenterologist and pediatrician. And here I have added few conditions. First let me make you understand that these are my drivers: consultation fees, time per patient, number of patients and number of tests. Okay, so as I told you that my consultation fees is 500. It is a normal fees if the time per patient is 1 hour. Okay, but here I have added a condition. If more than 1 hour my doctor will consult to a patient, it can be 2 hour, 3 hour, any hour, more than 1 hour, so then my consultation fees will increase to 800. Okay, in that case my consultation fees will be 800, not 500. So this condition we will try to add in our application, and we will see how it works. And after that, if my number of patients are 10 and 1 hour is the time per patient, so what will be my revenue in that case? Consultation fees multiplied by number of patient, so it would be 5000. 500 multiplied by 10 multiplied by 1. Okay, and one more condition I would like to add, that is number of tests. So as we all know that if any doctor recommend any kind of test to a patient, so with the hospital sometimes he is having an few agreements, like if the limit of the test increased to certain, like if tests are increased to 20 or more, so in that case the doctor will get any commission, right? So here 5% additional on basic we will be providing to that doctor, so that we will be understand eventually, but today I am just gonna make it simple so that you can understand how we can do the driver based planning. Okay, and the same will be applied to all. These are my services basically. And if talking about the products in my application, so I've used the antibiotics, injections and painkillers which I am selling to the patients. So here again the rate can be different always. Few antibiotics are 100 rupees per packet, few are 500, few are 1000. So it will I have to prepare my data file accordingly, right? Currently I have prepared this data file. You can see I have added here antibiotics volume, then I have added the antibiotics price, injections volume, injection price, painkiller volume, painkiller rate, consultation fees, number of patients, average time per patient and number of tests. And in my data file I have added this point of view. That is actually we have to load the actual data of the financial year 23 because we are doing planning from financial year 24. Okay, so basically the data we have range for financial year 23 actual data, and the scenario is version is OEP working. Then we have operations US as an our entity, and then OFS load is the plan element. Why we are using this OFS load? We are loading the data into our application, so we have to take a plan element, right? So that will be OFS load. And then antibiotics is my product, US market is my market, and pharmacy is my service. Okay, so let's try to load this data and let's check whether these drivers are available in my application or not. So for that, move to the dimensions. First go to the navigator and move to the dimensions, and after that go to your cube, that is OEPFS, because we are doing the financial planning, so our cube will be this. We have already discussed about that. Then here we will be checking whether the products and services are available here or not. So these are my okay, so these are my medical services, under which pediatric services, emergency care, surgical services. These are the services which we offer, and these are the products. So here my products are medicines, antibiotics, injections and painkillers. This one is by mistake added, so I am deleting this. Okay. So let's move to the account and we will discuss about the revenue planning. Okay, so you can see here are revenue drivers. We have predefined revenue accounts, gross profit and revenue KPIs. So let's move to the revenue drivers, and you can see here here we are having the product drivers, product revenue drivers, then services revenue drivers, and then we have the OFS support and bad debts. So you can see I've already added my drivers, that is consultation fees, which I have added to my story. So here it is already available, that is consultation fees, number of patients, time per patients, number of tests. Apart from that, if I want to add, then I can directly use a file, CSV file, or I can directly add as a child over here. Okay, and let's check about the products as well. So these are the products: volume, average selling price, discount, and return percentage are the already available in our pre-built application. Then apart from that, if I want to add some more products, that is antibiotics volume, antibiotics price, because we are having certain different kind of products, that is why we are adding these in the application. That is antibiotics volume, antibiotic price, injection volume, injection price, painkiller volume, painkiller rate. So these are my drivers. Okay, so now what we will be doing, I am moving to the tools for setting the variables and user preferences. So here you can see this option, variables. Click on that. Okay, so here we have to select the variables. Click on this and select your entity. This is my total entity, aims entities. So you can see we can use these entities. So here we have to take the I descendants of all the entity. Click on OK, and one by one we will be select all the scenarios. So here I am selecting the I descendants of scenarios. There is a network error, that is why it is running slowly, a bit slow. Yeah, so it is selected. The inversion. Why we are selecting the I descendants here? Because these are the variables which we're gonna use in our application. So in case we want to switch the entity, current entity, and we want to move to work on with the another entity, another scenario, another version. So at that time it will be helpful to select all the members of that particular dimension. That is why we are selecting the I descendants here. Okay, and here you can select all years, I descendants, and these are the expense accounts, but today we are discussing about the revenue. So let me change this, or we can add. So these are my revenue planning. So let's take the whole revenue planning I descendants. And from here we will be choosing the drivers. So you can see these are my revenue drivers. So I descendants of the revenue drivers. Now save this. So these are my variables saved. Now move to the user preferences. Here we have to select the correct POV. For that we want our calculation. So click on user preferences, and here we have to select the level 0 members. So for entity I am selecting one level 0 member. Operation US. For scenario I would like to select OEP plan because we are doing planning. So logically it should be OEP plan. Then versions, OEP working, then years. Basically 23 is going to be added, and we would like to planning from next fiscal year, so it should be financial year 24. And from here we have to select the expense account, but we have already selected their revenue planning iris and so we should select that one. Okay, so I haven't added the revenue drivers to our forms because it should be available here as a shared member. So let's check over here whether it is added or not. So these are my product, yeah, so it is available. So similarly we have to add these on the forms as well as a shared member, so that when it will be going to calculate, so it will fetch the values from the main member. So let's save it and move to the dimensions. These are my revenue drivers, product revenue drivers, and the same I would like to add here under OFS revenue driver on forms as a shared member. Like you can see, the already available revenue drivers OFS volume, average selling price, discount percentage, return percentage are available here as a shared member. So similarly we have to add these members which we have added separately to the shared members on the forms. So click here and let's copy this. And here we have to change the data storage property from label only to shared. It is showing a warning that the properties will be overridden with the base members properties on choosing shared data storage. It is saying that whatever activity will be done on that particular member, so it will automatically taken by the shared member. So that's we want actually. Save this. Now you can see antibiotics volume is also available on the shared member. Then we have antibiotic price. So quickly I am doing that for all the members. Then we have injections volume. Injections price. You can give the same name in the alias as well. So as we have done these for the products, similarly we will be doing same things for the services. So let's check whether the services are added or not. So here are the services. We have added consultation fees, number of patients. So the same thing we will be doing for the services. Time per patient. Then at last we have number of tests. We have added conditions in these members, so that is why it is important to add every member over here. So it is completed. Now refresh the database. So once it is done, go back to the user preferences. And from here we will select the exact product which we want. Revenue drivers, predefined. Once it is done, we will upload the data. We will load the data. So today I'm gonna use it direct data load because I have already available data file. So I'm importing the same to the application. Go to create, click on browse. This is my data load actual. Click on validate, then click on import and close. Let's check. Okay, there is an error. So records read 10 records versus 11. 2 records are rejected. That is number of patients and the average time per patient. Okay, so we have to use that average word over there, and number of patients. Maybe there is a spelling mistake. So let's check both of these. This is my data file. Let's check the same on the revenue drivers on forms. Number of patients, now it is correct. And the second thing is average time per patient. So we have to incorporate the word average time per patient. Let's load the data once again. This time hopefully it should be completed without any errors. Yeah, so it is successfully completed. Now what we have to do, we have completed the configuration process, enabled the features, then we have uploaded the metadata. Okay, we have set the whatever the planning month or the date of planning, year of planning. Then after that we have added our new drivers to the application, and then we have successfully loaded the data. Now what we have to do, you can see this cluster as financials, click on that, and currently we are doing the revenue planning, so click on this revenue option, and from here you can see we have pre-defined things like this is the overview window, and this is driver and trend based, the indirect entry, then we have income statement. So first we will be moved to driver and trend based, and from here select the year for which you want to do the planning. Now you can see here we have the assumption, trend assumptions. So when we click on that, we will find out various kind of assumptions like current year actual average, current period actual. So let's take one and save this. So you can see when I click on save, I get the numbers on my calculated column or as well as in total. And when I apply the percentage, if I want to increase it, so you can see currently it is 17.2. click on save. I would like to add a 10% of hike. Now it becomes 19.16. So in this way it works. If we want to increase or decrease the percentage in our current year actual average, so this will like that. We will validate the values as well, but first I would like to tell you like how you can add these trend assumptions over here. If I take the current period actual, now let's check what value we are getting. So it is 24. Let's check in our data load sheet. What is this? Time per patient. So average time per patient is this. Okay. So what will be the average? 20.5. So by rounding off, it is taking 24. If we take current year actual average, then let's see what value we will be getting. So it is 20.5, exactly same as we have loaded. Okay, and let's try to increase it by 5%, and see from 20.5 what it becomes after increasing the percentage. So it becomes 21.53. Okay, similarly we will be doing this for the number of patients. Current year actual average, click on save, and 245. Let's check here. These are the values and it is 245. You can see 245 is the sum and it is taking exactly the same figure in the application. Now let's decrease numbers from 240 by 20 from 245 and check what happened. Okay, it is taking percentage. So I have to write over here 0.20 minus 20%. So it will be 196. Okay, and if you don't like to change anything, then make it 0 again, and you will be getting the same value as before. Okay, and this is the window of adjustment. So maybe you understand how we can increase or decrease with the help of these assumptions, and you can always change the trend from here. There are various kind of available trends. We have current year actual average, current period actual, hold forecast to current year plan. Then we have prior year actual average, forecast, clear trend, monthly growth. We don't have to create separately. Each and everything is available over here, and you can see I have not added anything. Each and everything is readily available to us. We just have to put the figures, percentages, and it will automatically take the exact values. If you want to understand what is this adjustment, so it is about, suppose currently I have 245 number of patients and I would like to add 20 more, so it becomes 265. Okay, so let's check whether it is working or not. It should be 265 now. 20 and save. No, it is 265, right? So in this way we will be available with the values. Currently our total is 19.16. the number of test total is 19.16, and we would like to reduce it by 5. So let's check whether the value will be changed or not. So from 19 it will be reduced by 5 and it becomes 14.16. So this is the way how you can use this application for enhance your working. Like if you would like to make some adjustment, if you would like to add the assumptions for increase and decrease percentages, so it will work like that. So let's do it for consultation fees and other products and services as well. If I'll be taking current period actual, then let's check what we'll be getting. So here when I take the consultation fees and the assumption is current year actual average, so the total is 454.17 consultation fees, and the average is 454.16, rounding off 166 because it is 166. So it is correct. But when I take the current period actual, so let's check what are the injection volume. This is my injection volume amount, and here the sum total is 6250. Okay, but as we have not selected here the current year actual average, that is why it is only taking the actual figures, so it is 6000. But when I change it to the current year actual average and click on save, then I will be getting exactly same figure 6250 as we have in the data file. You can see here the sum is 6250. So this is the way how it is working. Similarly, you can do it for all. Click on save, and if you want to check with the help of a smart view, so I'll be show you that also. This is the spreadsheet export. Currently my smart view is not running, so I am using this spreadsheet view, exporting this. So from here you can see we are getting it on a monthly basis. Here it is showing as on a quarterly basis. And when you expand it, you will be finding it on a monthly or quarterly basis. Click here. This is the quarterly figures we have, and if you would like to test it monthly, I'm sorry, so click on quarter 1. So you can see monthly figures we are getting. And this is my data file. So exactly same figures we are having here. This is the average figures which is calculating in the application. Number of tests, $17.41 something, because we have adjusted it with the -5, that is why the figures become 14 point something. Okay, so in this way you can tally the figures. Alright, so this is the driver based planning, and after that we will be covering the trend based planning. You can also see this is the trend, so both of the things you can understand from here. if you would like to change the layout, so from designer option you can change things. So from here you can see these are the actual figures we have. Number of tests, time per patient, that is 20.5, number of patients, these are the values we are getting, and from here you can expand it. So in this way you can get the quarter 1 value, quarter 2, quarter 3, quarter 4. Also furthermore you can expand it from here. So this is the monthly figures we have, and you can cross tally with your data file. Okay, so this is the number of tests. In January the figure we have 10, and here also we have 10. In February it is 22, then in March 20. So in this way you will be getting the exact figures. And tomorrow again we will be discussing the trend based planning. For this today we have covered this driver based planning. Apart from that, in the tomorrow session I would like to explain you the business rule, if you would like to use the business rule in the application for calculating this, because here we have added a story, a condition that normally the doctor's revenue will be calculated as consultation fee multiplied by number of patients. So it is the simple calculation, but here we would like to add the conditions, like if my patients, like if my doctor will give more than 1 hour to any patient, so his fees will be increased to 800, from 500 to 800 will be the consultation fees, and if in a day the number of tests becomes 20 or more, if we suggest test to the patients 20 or more, so 5% additional he will be getting on his basic. So we will try to apply this condition on the application, and we will be checking like how the business rule will run with this. So this is all for the day, and simultaneously we will try to calculate this for all the specialists which we have incorporated over here. So today I am just closing this session. I hope you all understand this till the driver based planning. And in case you have any kind of doubts and queries, so you will always feel free to write over our BISP solution, www.bispsolutions.com, and you can also write in the comment section. So thank you so much, guys.